Good morning, Pyro, and welcome back to the PTU. Yes, we're not in the verse, we're in the PTU, and it's Tuesday, which means they updated the PTU, which means we're going back to the random. But since it is 4.7, we're going to do 7 randoms, this time of a female character. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh. Well, that's alright. A little bit like Cape Mulgrew. We'll accept that one. Skip this. We were in the Pyro system. I just realized what this means is a couple things. Oh, this means I probably have to get those Rigers back on the... Oh, so for anyone who doesn't know what I'm doing, I'm checking out mining because mining has changed drastically and massively, and this is part 3 of me doing so, checking out the PTU. Part 1, I was in Stanton trying that, and it was okay. Basically, it was me just kind of setting things up and getting ready, then realizing I needed to go buy some Rigers. Part 2 was me mining in Nyx in the Glacium Ring. It was good, but not great. If I had a bigger mining ship, but I'm using the Prospector, and if I had... Where should I be going? Ruin, I think. Let's just start. And then I'll talk while we do this. Ruin Station, play game. Confirm. I was finding things that were too big for me to crack, and I was finding all the same thing. Taurine, or Taurite it was. And then I decided we're going to go check out Pyro, and because I hear quality was better there. Because quality in both Stanton and Nyx were kind of the issue, especially when you can just recycle things for half value quality. I'm going to get into Pyro. I'm going to go into the station here, see if I have to rebuy all the stuff for the Prospector, which I'm probably going to have to, which will be Helix Mining Head and 2 Rigers. That's what I'm going to be running. If I have to, we're going to do that off camera so you don't have to see that, and then we're going to try Pyro mining, but we went to Terminus, and we were going to mine the surface of Terminus, and then I haven't been feeling well. Part 1 kind of explains really how bad I was feeling, and so I needed a bit of a break, and that break turned into me starting on kind of a late morning here on Tuesday, because I do have a few days off. Luckily, I get my time off and I get super sick, so you know, at least I'm able to kind of recover a bit. But that means that this might be kind of a slowdown for what I have to do. Like it's going to take me a while to reset. Also means that I'm probably going to have to buy another crafting machine, although maybe I have one in my inventory because they give it to PTU, same with the cash they give you. Maybe I'll be lucky and actually have all the stuff already did. This means I lost the refinery job. That's fine. I can always find some more stuff. Based on the crafting... whatever they're called, blueprints that I own. Let's go check first. I haven't been in these dank, dark hangars in a long time. I'm looking for Festinine, iron, taurite, aluminum, overite, and astrolite, which I did see. Where is... There it is. Can we get a little brighter, you know? A little bit brighter. Criminals need to see. Okay, let's drop this down and see if we have the crafting machine in here. In fact, we can even check if we have a Helix still in here. That would be under vehicles. We got our Rigers, good. And that means we probably have our Helix. Can I just do this? Mining. Well, we have our Rigers. Maybe the Helix is still on the Prospector if we have it. Let's get rid of that. Let's search for Fabricator. That's not showing up, but maybe it is. There it is. Ready make item Fabricator. Maybe it's because I have this here. Clear filters. Fab. That's why. Alright, so we have our Fabricator. We have our Rigers. Let's pull out the Prospector. If it is not stored here, because I did bedlog on the surface of Terminus, that might mean we have to get some Argo pods to stick the bigger pods back on. So let's see. Miss Prospector, deliver. It says deliverable. Let's see. Let's see what we got. Overall, I mean, the shaders still need to recompile because I've just downloaded this. Frame rate seems okay, but I am standing in an instance hangar, which might be part of the issue. Ooh, let's check some things. Okay, first things first. That still seems broken. Okay. Next thing I'm going to do after I do some mining is I still want to check out if the rock is fixed or if the Atlas Geo still seems to break every time you get into it, giving you a slight chance that that it won't move, that you'll be kind of stuck in position. We're going to change just like last time. Actually, I don't need to change that. You know what? This is actually... remember that. I just need to turn down my actual game volume. That'll be okay. Okay. What am I wearing? Right. Should remember that. New UI, which I still need to get used to, but I am getting slightly more used to it. Okay, we need utility. Gonna get ourselves a... actually, we'll do this. And put a tractor on that. I do like that. Now that I figured out this is the issue, those two buttons there, I like that. Let's get rid of that and put on armor. And we're going to go with cores. We're not going to worry much about color this time or the amount that we're wearing. I still want to drag it onto this. That's going to take me a while. Okay. And let's go backpack. Matching backpack. And then from there, we should be able to put on... gotta do it there. Alright, so we got our tractor, and I don't have any more crews. That's disappointing. I lost it all, but I was expecting that. Okay, first things first, let's check out the mining bags. Now, if the ports were unlocked, I could just pull them off and it would tell me what they were just by doing that. But since the ports are locked, I gotta get in here. Which is good, because if they're the wrong size bag anyways, I'm gonna have to go unlock the port anyway in order to get them off, so I might as well be able to sit in the seat. I feel like the ship is reset to default because it's default paint. It's not the Stormbreaker one that I had put on before, so I'll get it all powered up. Mining mode, 32 SU. So we are definitely... we're definitely running stock. So we're going to get out of here. I've unlocked the ports, just in case you're wondering. I don't know if anyone's ever noticed I back out of this ladder. The reason I back out of this ladder is it bypasses that animation. That is a trick that has been around forever. That's a trick from back in the land at Port Olisar days. Like, how long ago was that? So we're gonna have to store the ship, even though the ports are unlocked. Hopefully it remembers the ports are unlocked, so I can put the new bags on. Ooh. Do I have? I mean, they didn't show up in the freight elevator, but I don't remember looking for them. So let's go quick see if I have to buy the bags as well. I probably do, because those were on the ship when the ship kind of reset. So, Argo. Oh no, we're good. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 Argo pods. Perfect. Okay. I could have flown this closer. Last time I saved these, this time I'm going to chuck them over here. Who cares? Alright, I'm going to load these back up. You don't need to see me do this. We'll do a bit of a cut. I will double check that I don't have the ability to put a helix on here, like that one is in some inventory I've missed. And what am I doing? I'm not going to talk and do this at the same time, because that's when things go wrong. Alright, I'm going to do a little bit of cut where I'm going to get these Argo ore bags on, and a helix on, the Rigers on, and then we'll be back. Good news, we seem to have the helix laser, so we're going to put that on, we're going to put the Rigers on. Let's go back to the liveries. Save. I would never normally, personally, set my spawn in Pyro, but since this is the PTU, that's what we've done. So perfect! We're good to go. All I need to do is relock those ports so I don't have that message on my screen. And we can do a little bit of mining. Now I could go get some crews, but since I'm going to have to hit the refinery deck once I get some more anyways, we're just not going to worry about that right now. Now the only real loss I'm going to have, potentially, if something happens to my ship, will be if I have to replace those Argo bags. But I didn't check. We've still got a little over 14 million. And this is not money that's actually tied to anything. It's tied to the PTU, so yeah, no worries. Oh, this white is looking cool. I don't know if I mentioned this, but I am kind of bummed. My favorite ship color is green. I think green's an awesome color. It's not really a popular one you see in the verse, but I personally love it. Second favorite may be Foundation Fest. I was really kind of saddened when the ghoulish green didn't happen for Vara. They have more of a purple now. And then I was thinking, well, at least we have Fortuna. And then Fortuna's all Star Kitten and other racing liveries. And I love it because it's tying Fortuna to racing, which I think is terrific. I just kind of wished... Oh, why is the... There we go. Maybe the ship ports relock when you store it anyways. Let's go. There we go. There we go. Gentle. We gotta get to Terminus. Now the problem with that... What is that? Sorry, I just... Oh. Interesting. First I thought it was a really smooth cat. What was I saying? Oh, first thing we gotta get to Terminus, but you can't just jump to Terminus from Ruin for some reason. It doesn't like you doing that. Because it's in orbit but not in orbit? I don't know. So, I have to set a... waypoint for that. Alright. Well, then now it's telling me just to jump right to Terminus. But, see, last time I tried that, it wasn't working. And it was telling me... Maybe it's the same thing. And maybe this is... Like, this has been something I've noticed since the beginning with Terminus. So, if you're trying to get to surface of Terminus quickly, instead of just flying straight down there, jumping to it doesn't really work. So, what I do... is I try to find a location I can jump to on the surface, but I'm not seeing any of those locations right now. There we go. So we got this location, whatever this is, which is Bullock's Reach, which is where I was buying some Dakari fruit in a previous video to show you we can go buy some Dakari fruit. But it's not letting me jump there. Ooh, maybe it was. No, because it says we're too close. This is the constant issue with trying to get to Terminus from Ruin. I don't know why. So instead we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to jump away from Terminus with this glitchy map. Doesn't matter where. Anywhere. Let's go to this location. And that gets us maybe an orbital marker. There we go. So we're going to just go to this one. And we stop. It would be cool maybe to mine in the belt around Terminus also, but since I just did the Glacium ring, I figured this video would be more surface, to check out surface mining. So now that I've jumped away from Terminus, and I jumped to Terminus, and now I have all the markers on it. We're going to choose a nice place, a place that is maybe away from people. So if I go to, look at the, and this is something I kind of miss with the old markers that Star System used to have. It used to have not all these triangles. It used to have what I refer to as the upside down home plate. Or I guess it would just be like kind of a regular home plate shape. For main cities, it had the circle for planets. It had the circle with little circle for moons. It had the hexagons for all these locations. And so if you saw a triangle, that would be like a hexagon. But the hexagon would either be solid or it would be dashed. And that would tell you, is it in front or behind the planet? Now if you look here, we have all these triangles. Which ones are on this side of the planet? Which ones are the other side of the planet? And so to figure that out, you have to look at the center of the planet is 400 away. Why am I still moving? I didn't have cruise on. That's interesting. So center planet is 400 away. So let's look at this one. This one is 600, far side of the planet. This one, 600, far side of the planet. This one here, 500, far side. This one here, 431, close side of the planet, because it is a different angle for me, so it's farther away. But it isn't farther than double like the distance of the of what you're looking at with the thing. So, like, it's so much easier to find out what's on what side of the planet, what's on the other, when it had the dashed lines. That was kind of a cooler thing. So let's go with scrapers, and then once I hit scrapers, I'm gonna head this way. I'm gonna head away from all the posts. This is just a way for me to get lower to the surface. A better way is to go to an orbital marker away from, like, up north or on the south side, and then head straight down the planet, take some time to fly down there, and then you're in the clear. No one's going to be around you. There is a chance I'm going to be found, but again, this is the PTU, so I'm less concerned. I made a mistake. Because I thought I wasn't paying attention. I'm talking to you about how to tell whether something's on one side or on the other, and now I've gone to the dark side of the planet, which is not a big issue. I suddenly realized something. You know what? This has always been an issue for me. But now it's not. Now we have lamps. I don't know what lamps is like for mining on planet surfaces, so this will actually kind of work out. Normally the issue is that the lights on the ships are so bad that you have to keep pinging to make sure you don't have any rocks coming up that you're going to hit when you're trying to mine. The positive side is when you put out a ping, let me put out a ping here, all these little clouds show up really easily in the dark, but they seem to be okay with lamps. Alright, this actually might work out well for me. These are all about 9k away because, you know, my 6 kilometers above the surface. We're gonna go into SCM mode and mining mode. Actually, mining mode off. Let's put our scanning on, and we have look at these 38 or 36,000. Hard to tell with lamps on. It's 51,000. These are all even thousands. That was not 3185, but this one here we don't know anymore because we got too close and it resolved. You only get the RF signature before it resolves into individual rocks. Once that happens, you no longer have the signature, you just have the marks for all these rocks. So I still haven't started making a list of what is what. Copper, you know what? We don't need copper. I'm only going to try to get the stuff. What is this? I mean, it says unknown. I'm only going to try to get the stuff that's on my list, because I still want to try operate. Oh, I wasn't thinking, and I only put a tractor beam on my multi-tool. I should have put a mining beam since I have the max lift. That was a mistake that maybe I'll remember to fix. I mean, you can crack Aphorite with a Prospector. With a Helix with 2 Rigers? I mean, no thank you. But it is possible. And then you can go out there and pick them up by hand. That is an option. Stellaron! Not on my list, but that is a high value. Like, that's an expensive material. So let's just see this one Stellaron rock. If the Prospector can put power to it. I'm not going to actually try to extract it, but if I could put power into it, that means that it is a rock we could crack. If there's a secondary material in there, I realize the copper suddenly might have had something else I wanted, like aluminum or quarite or something like that, or aurite, whatever it's called. So this one I could just extract. Maybe it wants to scan it.
Extraction mode on.
Stellarite, Terranite, Stellaron, Terranite. Yeah, okay. Yeah, if I was mining, I'd have grabbed that because the value of Stellaron is actually pretty good. This way is closest. Lots of signals on the planet. This is actually pretty good. As I make my way there. Beautiful! And it's starting to become... Oh, never mind. I was about to say, it's starting to become daytime. It's so nice and bright. Lamps is so new to me. I forgot that I'm using lamps. This is so much better. I mean, that's not bad. I've mined in darker. But that's pretty cool. And the farther north we head, the farther in this direction, the farther away from any other player. Alright, so I'm going to show you here on this Aphorite, with hopefully not blowing myself up, which is possible, how you get Aphorite with a Prospector. So we're going to get down there close. And there's lots of them there. Alright, so if I point at one of these rocks, let's point at this one right here. And we're just going to wait, let it... Oh, I missed it. I missed it. I missed it. There we go. Let it scan just so you can kind of see it. Maybe get closer because I keep drifting off of it. At least the, whatever it's called, the turbulence isn't what it used to be. Alright, so tap it on and off. I'm too far away, or too close. Oh, see? That's weird. You used to just tap the thing and it would put power to there, but the beam seems to be off aim, a little bit low now. Alright, so maybe you can't mine those at least as easily as you used to with the Prospector. You just tap on and off and it would go right up into there. Tap on, and then you might have to really back off if the thing might explode. You'd have to go hand mine them still. You can extract them, but that was an option. But it seems like the beam isn't... Oh yeah, look at the beam. So here's the targeting vessel, and the beam is here. It is off by quite a bit. Yeah, so if that beam gets centered again, and that was the issue that was going on with the rock. That was why I wasn't able to use the rock, is because the beam is all over the place. It still works. It still puts power into the thing you're trying to mine, but because it is so off, you are either putting power into a rock or you are looking to see what levels the power is in the rock, and you can't do both. That was annoying. So it made it... There's lots of hand minables here, so if they did fix the rock, maybe they fixed the rock and broke this. That's Fremeline. We can do a little bit of rock mining. If there's really nothing worth mining in this one, and I haven't been looking at the quality either. Some more Fremeline. I'm going to do another cut where you don't have to see me just flying around searching for something. Maybe... Here's the problem is, maybe I'll go check out Regalith, but Regalith might not be able to help me with all these new changes in these materials. Raw ice? More hand minables, or rock minables, I should say. Looks like Fremeline again. Yeah. The fact that every signature gives you its name makes it kind of hard for that. That would be something good to fix, is just to like add in a filter to filter a type in an area so that you're able to like see more than one signal. Lots of hand minables here. This is when it would be good to learn the RF and be able to quickly go, all right, what is this? What is this? What is this? Looking around. But as it stands right now, I'm not doing that. I'm just flying around. Rock mineable gem nodes seem to be showing up at a lot farther distance than they were before, which is kind of interesting. So our last rock that we find, if it's not worth mining, and we're finding just gems right now, I might look at... Oh, here we go. Lots more mineable gems. So that's 10 kilometers away. I'm assuming we're not seeing gems at 10k away now anymore. Or, I shouldn't say anymore, but now, correct? When rock mining first came out, they used to have boxes instead of clouds, and those boxes would show you a size, and that size would make it clear from a distance. Copper, not on my list. A pretty cheap material, pretty low density though. Let's check out value, like quality. If quality's kind of cool on these, that's gonna bode well. I mean, I found one close to 700 in Stanton, but it was averaging closer to like 300 or 400, so you're supposed to have better quality in Pyro, which we will see. Says inert materials, so we're gonna wait until it's really sure this inert. And we'll know that because we'll also get the whatever this stuff is, the fracture stuff that tells me it's like ready to mine. There we go. Tin, not on my list. Quality 370, copper 264. All right, so far, I mean, I know not everything's supposed to be the highest quality, but so far I can't say Pyro's producing better results. I'm only going to get stuff that's over 500, preferably over 600, so that we can really try to make something that is better than, whatever you call it, better than just regular. Copper and tin, so we're going to, maybe I'll start keeping track of that. Copper and tin, maybe those are always together. Copper, tin. This pen is horrible. This giant Sharpie marker works at least. Okay. Yeah, copper, tin, like less than 300 for both of those. I already did this one. Yep. Where are the other ones? Is that the one I just did? Or was that a new one? That's the one I just did. Where's the... I thought there was more rocks than these three. There you go. Where is this? Oh, teeny tiny rock. Let's check this one out. It's nice to see that they haven't really changed the scan speed. Alright. Less than 400, less than 300. So far, kind of a bust. Alright, so I'll do a little bit of cut here until I find something good on Terminus or give up fully on Terminus. Those are going to be the two options, and maybe we'll go somewhere else if that is the case. We're going to find something, though, to mine. We're definitely going to do some surface mining here. Give it a go. I'll say so far, the number of things you can mine... about that. Number of things you can mine on the surface, pretty good. Yeah, look at how dark it is now. Turn on. Is plentiful. There's lots to mine here. It's just what you're finding not really worth it. Oh. Okay, and that didn't even show up on my scan. Alright. Well, I'm going to check this out. If it's worth it, you'll see it. But I'm going to do the cut so you don't have to see me scan all these rocks yet again. The second titanium boulder I scanned has some asteroid, agresium, and titanium. And the asteroid is at 617. So we're going to get this one for sure. Start with power low. Resistance is really low on this. So that should be okay. Stability is really good on this, so that should be okay. I just don't want to blast it with full power until I know whether or not that's going to put a lot in there at once. It's actually easier without lamps to do this. That's not bad. So we're going to put power at 100%, and I'm this far away, and I'm just going to slowly move towards the rock in steps and see if that green band moves. It's slightly moving there, a little bit closer. Power in the rock comes from two things. It comes from power in the laser and proximity to the laser. Well, I guess three things, because also laser power. So 100% laser power, what type of laser, and add-ons. So maybe Rigers are giving it another 50%. And then distance. So I'm at full power at distance. I'm about halfway to optimal. And now I'm going to back away so that I'm not putting too much power into that rock too quickly. Yeah, and that will go down as this goes up. Oh, now I've lost too much power. Look at that. I've undone what I've done. Sometimes you can use just ship distance, which I prefer, but sometimes you can use the mining beam as well. Alright, we'll put our lamps back on so I can see what I'm doing. This looks like I'm still going to have to crack it, but I'm only going to crack the stuff that has the azlerite. Which this has some. What does this have? It'd be good in the future if we do... Well, see, all these need to be recracked. Which means that the titanium rocks are pretty big. And are still easy to crack. I would like it if you get radars in the future that give you a better scanning time. So we could get radars that maybe, if they're mining radars, not only do they see the rock nodes farther, they give you a better idea of what's in them, but those scans are nice and quick. That's what I would like. Can't go any less than 20% on a helix, so... really have to do control of our... So, one thing too. So if I tap my mouse button, it turns the laser on. Now my hands are off. But if I want to temporarily stop power from going into the thing, Instead of tap, press and hold, release. Hold, release. That is an option also. I don't know if a lot of people know that. Okay, so now we're going to scan these. I really don't need a lot, because I just want to try... Like, I'm not going for mass crafting. I'm not going for huge amounts of profit in this, because, again, PTU. So as long as I can get a few SU of each is what I'm looking for. Now this will mean, of course, after refining, so I'm not going to stop at 1 SU of each extracted. But my main target in this is just going to go and get some materials that are of better quality than standard and compare them. Although I don't have a base comparison necessarily. So I'm going to extract these, keep cracking them up, and then see what else I can find. On Terminus, we also have Risite. What comes with Risite ore? As soon as we get close enough. Without hitting the surface. Well, this looks like a teeny tiny rock. I'm going to be able to just extract this one. So, Risite and Laranite. Risite at 564, Laranite at 285. What's this one? At least we now know Risite and Laranite. Those two are together also. Oh, this one's better. 657 and 517 for Risite and Laranite. I'm going to grab this one. It says easy, but it's got this tiny little sliver. Now, I'm going to use all the contrast I can get on this one, because with the Rigers, watch this sliver right here as soon as I touch it with my laser beam. There we go. We'll start out, here's what we're going to start. We're going to start out at optimal distance. If you know what I mean by that, right here in this corner. If you're there, that's optimal for your laser. If you're here, your laser's not even touching it. Sometimes there's like a green band, which is a little more stable power band. But there we go, we're getting some in there. Instability isn't horrible on this. Resistance isn't bad. But if I can just do a combo of... See, the instability is why that suddenly just shot up like that. And that is going to be the issue with this. So once I'm just in there, I might have to turn power off. I might have to back up, but not too much so that it drops out of that little band. This is going to be challenging. And this is what I love about mining. This is... I love the challenge. Especially with a setup like this. And I'm okay with getting a little bit of overcharge in this. As long as we can fill up that skinny little band that's there. Oh, and that was the stability issue. And this is why you run with SCM mode, so that your shields are up. But there we go. We got all our Risite broken up here. I'm just going to grab all this and suck this up. Bring it... Well, we'll see how much SU I have total, because I'm only at 18 right now. But, yeah. Risite and... I've already forgot what the other thing was. Risite and whatever. We'll figure it out when we suck this all up. I got to put that on my note. And, was it... Magnesium? I can't remember now. Why can't I find any of the pieces that have the other part in it? Laranite. So Risite and Laranite. We're going to suck all this up and keep looking. Magnesium's new? I don't think that's on my list. No. Alright, so what comes with a Grecium on Terminus? We will see. Assuming that it remains that if you find one thing, it always has the other. Which will at least help you narrow down when you're looking for a specific material, and then you just have to search for specific qualities. Grecium, acylate, titanium. Oh. I did have that. I just wrote... Oh, see, I think it showed up as titanium the first time, not a Grecium. Is it whatever one is the most prevalent in the rock? Must be. I have those in enough... Too bad you can't scroll through this. Enough quality besides... Well, that one's over 500. Okay, so rocks might show up as different from a distance, but if you know what is with those secondary or whatever... If you know what's in those rocks, you know what is else in those rocks. Well, that one seemed like it was pretty good. Nah. 587 for acylate. Alright, I'm gonna keep looking. Ooh, that looks cool. That little, like, rock formation there. Look at that thing. Oh, it's pitch black. You can't really see. We can do it this way, though. Look at that. Like, what a cool-looking little rock. Like, I would honestly... I know people want, like, giant vistas and plains and fields for their bases, but I'd have, like, a little base under this little rock. That's cool. Yeah. Okay, so if you have your lights on with lamps, obviously not a good idea. Thought I'd check that out. Ricite. Oh, so you got more Ricite, which would have Laranite. And that's going to be over here. Let's double check. Ricite with Laranite. That's what I have on my list. Is that what this is? One lonely Ricite rock. I've also been finding that most of the rocks I find here are smaller and able to be mined by a prospector, which is pretty awesome. At least mass-wise. Ricite and Laranite. Now this one does say impossible. After I say that, of course I find one. But Ricite and Laranite. Quality is okay. If I'm looking for profit, that's good. Now let's see. It says impossible. If I go at 100%, I still haven't found a rock that says impossible that I can crack once I get up to it. Not to say that is going to be always the case, because I have in the past been able to find rocks. So we will see. Maybe they have gotten better at being able to tell you if a rock is something you're going to be able to break or not. I don't feel like I've been out for too long, and we're doing actually okay for a kind of chill mining trip. I really do like that the lamps function on the Prospector opens up the doors for mining so much better. The one thing that I do know is that lamps really brightens up the exterior of your ship, which is kind of cool because you already got flashing lights in your ship anyways, but there's no easy stealth option for mining currently. It's a lot better than it used to be. It used to be when you set out a ping, doing one of these, looking for signals, that ping would show up as a green shockwave for every other ship in the area. And so being attacked anywhere in a Lagrange point was pretty common. But it'd be cool if you'd have to decide mining with lamps or using lamps. Visually, that would affect... That's gems. Would affect your ship so that someone could spot you. And maybe using lamps actually puts out a signature that increases your detectability. So you either run stealthy and dark, or you see where you're going. What is this? We've got two different groups here. We're gonna have two different, whatever they're called, minerals, elements. Elements. That'd be the word I was looking for. 3 different elements. So we got raw ice and we got copper. And I don't know what that is. So the raw ice in space was just ice. Let's confirm that here. There you go. I was like, what happened to all those other copper? I do miss signals not showing up on the edges. That is still something I wish CIG would bring back, at least as an option. I think it was a mistake to remove that. Especially if you're looking for minables, some of the signals show up to the side of you. Just ice. Okay, so ice is just ice still. Oh, wait a minute. One more thing I want to check. Does ice have a quality? No. Yeah, it does. 614. Quality ice. Delicious water comes from the best ice. Maybe if you're making food, maybe you can get the best beer from glacial pressurized space ice. Alright, I gotta look through this copper, try to find some more stuff. Copper should be tin. Let's see. Which I don't need either of, but copper is tin. Yeah, alright, so I'm feeling more confident that whenever I find a rock, I'll be able to figure out what else is in the rock. Like gold, this is a new one. So what does gold have? Now, this might be something I'm not going to mine. Gold tends to be dense. Unless the rock is small, the mass of that rock, without using a gadget, which I didn't buy any, it's going to be super hard to get the stuff out of the gold. Gold, Bexylate, Borace. I don't need any of those. Quality-wise, the gold is the only thing that's really worth it, quality-wise, on that one. Let's check these ones. They're still going to be the same, Bexylate and Borace, which I don't need. But at least... yeah, see, that one says impossible, just because of the mass. Now, 32... yeah, that's going to be super impossible. No power goes into that rock at all. And this is where having something like a mole comes into play. That one also way too big. Bexylite, gold, Borace. Cool. I'm going to add that to my list. Keep on mining. I'm feeling pretty confident now that I at least know what is on Terminus. Copper, tin, acylite, agricium, titanium, ricite, laranite, gold, bexylite, and Borace. And I do have some of those things. Oh, and pressurized ice. So we're going to head back to... come on, lamps, turn off. There we go. Back to Ruin Station, which should be up here. Oh, there it is. Perfect. So we got to get out of the planetary atmosphere first. We're only about 150 meters above the ground right now. Once we're at Ruin, I'm going to start refining these, and then we're going to check out one of the other locations in Pyro and see what's there. So maybe I'll do a quick Google and see if I can find out where I might be able to find the other things I need, and we'll take it from there. Dinix solution. Low speed, high cost, high yield. What was the other one last time? Electrolysis? Maybe? Moderate, low, low. Pyrometric, low, low. Very low speed, low cost, high yield. Okay, so they did fix Dinix though? Because it said something different last time, correct? I think so. I'm fine with very low if it's going to actually still be an alright speed. Let's see how much it'll take. Ooh, look it. So I have some acylite that's only 8 quality and some that is 176 quality. Agricium, yeah, like it's splitting. Oh, this is going to be crazy how much. Like you could choose on refinery jobs. Like, oh, I'm going to try something. Titanium, we're going to keep that. Don't want that. Grab that. Let's do all this together. We're going to use Dinix. I don't care about Actually, what do we have? Do we have anything that's high speed, high yield? Low yield. High yield, low speed. Moderate yield. I want to get as much as possible. Moderate. Alright, and electrolysis. Low. So, Denix might still be the way to go. Alright, so I left behind this titanium. Get a quote. 3 hours, confirm. Confirm. Alright. Set up work order. Yes. Yeah, so I could take all my high quality stuff, have it actually processed separately. That might actually increase the cost a little bit, but be super fast because you're doing all those separate jobs. And then choose other things, and, you know, like, I don't care, use this version. And that's going to take 2 minutes, and I'm going to get 6 SCU of that titanium. And we go, yeah, thanks, do that. That's cool. I mean, I know that was kind of in before, but I'm a fan of that. Now, don't forget, once you're done all your refining, anything you have left over that you don't want to refine, and your inert materials, which is currently all I have left, sell that, and that's going to empty out the rest of your mining bags so you can get back out there and do some mining. Alright, so I'm going to do a little bit of research before I decide where I'm going to go to next. If I can't find any news, then, I don't know. I did refill my hydrogen because I used about $1,500 worth of hydrogen. But I'm not going to go mine these clusters right now. I might do a bit of the Terminus belt, but I really wanted to do some surface mining in Pyro. But really, to find out what's more in Pyro was kind of the main goal. So, where are, like, what is this here? That is Bloom. Maybe Bloom will be the next place I go. We'll see. All right, on to research. Quick research tells me that Bloom might not be great. I don't know if that means for materials in general or just quality. The only moon of Pyro I can remember off the top of my head is Fario, so I set a course there, and we'll try out Fario. Now, I just hit half quantum fuel, which means that on my way back, I'm going to have to make a stop somewhere else in order to refuel. A better move might actually have been to refuel before getting to Pyro. That way, when you have material you want to refine, you're not flying an extra distance, which is more dangerous, things like that. But another thing would be just to set up at a central station as opposed to setting up at Ruin. But Fario is what's next. The music here is beautiful. I haven't been to Pyro in a long time. I remember I did a beautiful screenshot kind of floating in the atmosphere of Pyro 5, standing inside a caterpillar. It's a cool planet. I like it. I love it, I should say. Really cool. Oh. Stuff like this always just gets me excited. That's obstructed. I know I could just reset my route, but I might be able to fly up enough. Let's see. Will that make a difference? Slowly. Okay, so we're gonna have to go reset. Fixing this map. Faro. That's the Faro data center. I just need the moon. There we go. That should give us an orbital marker. There we go. I figured out a way to get more green chips, everybody. I figured it out. All you need to do is stay in orbit with your back to the sun in a white ship around Pyro 5. Beautiful! I solved it. I can have all the green ships I want, as long as they come in green or white and I don't move. It's a cool game. I mean, it's a beautiful game. Oh! Remember when Crusader first came out with his clouds? Doing that jump would have been 6 frames and twice as long. We have actually improved quite a bit. Not enough, but quite a bit. So Pyro 4 is why I can't really easily search for it. Okay, where should we go on Fario? How far are we away? How far from Fario? 400 kilometers. What's this? That's other side of the planet, other side of the planet, other side, other side. At least this is in the sun. Let's go to this data center. Nice and cloudy. And from there we'll start flying away. And then we'll do a little bit more mining. Okay, let's go. This landmass looks like it's promising. We already got signals. This one here might be, I don't know, like these new numbers. I'm gonna have to definitely find a list of these new numbers. I mean, I can leave it like that and like this. That might work. Okay. So I don't know what those new numbers are. Like, I would have expected that to be panels if we were in space. I don't know anymore. I don't know what the reasoning behind making so many come out as even numbers are. Flare web stock. Flare weed stock. Flare weed stock. This might not be a good place to mine if I'm getting a lot of signals for things that are, you know, whatever a flare weed is. What's a flare weed, everybody? I mean, we gotta find out now. Flare weed. This is beautiful. Alright, this is, I mean, I'm annoyed that I'm suddenly getting signals for things that aren't rocks. This is why I stopped mining on Aberdeen, because of all the worm. But flare weed. Okay. Flare weed stock. Oh, I waited too long. I was doing something else. Okay. Flare weed stock. Are you a flare weed stock? I should have been really paying attention to where that signal was when I landed. Because I'm assuming it's a harvestable. Unless all these are flare weeds, and for some reason they show up on scans. But I think the stock would have to be smaller, right? None of these are smaller. least they're not spiky. At least I haven't stabbed myself to death trying to figure it out. Alright. We shall never know. And by never, I mean... not now. Unless... alright, there's a way I can figure this out. One more try. There we go. Get me in the seat. Okay. It's those. Okay. That's a flareweed stalk.
Landing successful.
Yeah. But I don't think I could interact with those. But I did put a mining beam on my multi-tool. This is a flareweed stalk. Oh, there we go. Store. Just the teeny... so that's shown up on my radar. This little nub. Alright. What's flareweed for? Hardy plant can survive. Natural ability to filter out harmful elements from its water supply. Filtration systems. Okay. I mean, this is actually something I am excited about. That I'm excited about mining, and I'm excited about getting the minerals, but I'm also excited about if those... I would love it if those things are useful in crafting also, and if they don't make them show up at POIs. So don't go to a homestead and find a bunch of flareweed stalks in a planter there and know, oh, if you always go to Bullock's Reach, you're always going to be able to get, you know, this specific thing. I think, but if you can find them out in the wild, and you know, you go to this planet and you grab those things, and they're used to make certain things, that's one of those, whatever, quasi-grazers. This might not be the best place to mine, only because, it's going to be all these animals around. And all these plant bits around. Okay, laranite. Haven't found laranite yet. So we'll see what minerals come along with laranite.
Fracturing mode on. Mining mode on.
This one really starts getting... laranite and tungsten. Don't need either of them. But laranite quality, 725. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So laranite and tungsten. Those exist on this planet. And that was good quality. I just want to check another quality right away. Well, I write down laranite. Laranite. Laranite, tungsten. Quality... yeah, still not bad. Alright, cool. So... I figure if I can see something like 10 kilometers away, that's what I'm going for. More flareweed stalks, yeah. See, like, we don't need to make them easy to find. We just need them... oh, there's borace. Borace I found before with bexlite and gold. That was on Terminus. Is it the same on all planets? Also, if I go to Terminus and go to an entirely different location, will I find different materials? Could I find everything I need on Terminus? That is also a possibility. Bexlite gold borace. And the gold is 880. And I could actually crack this one. Mass seems not bad. Alright, cool. Quasi-grazer. So we're gonna go, like I said, I'm gonna go for the things that show up at like 10 kilometers away. Something else might show up at the same time, like whatever these are, and they might be something I want. That's Amand pod. Okay, so more, yeah, we'll do a plant thing some other time. But if I see a mineral show up as I'm flying by, but I'm going to try to narrow down which ones are plants and animals by aiming for the farther ones away. I'm going to keep looking. Let's see what I can find on this planet. Okay, apparently flareweed pods show up at more than 10 kilometers away. Those little tiny nubs. So I guess just fly around until I find something that is mineable. And on this planet, that looks like it's going to be an issue. So what I might do instead is try to find a moon that's a little bit more lifeless. And if that doesn't work, we're going to head into the clusters. Because there's just too many quasi-grazers and plants. This is just as bad as mining on Aberdeen. So we're going to leave this moon. Fario is scratched off my list for mining. And this map needs to be fixed pronto. If I just do it this way. Pyro 5. There we go. Let it load. Okay. So what other moons do we have here? We've got Fugo. Ship minables. Oh, you know what? I didn't even look before. Ship minables. Festinine. I also write Boris Bexalate. I need Festinine. See, if this map was working, this would have been so much easier. Iron, tungsten, borace, ricite. Iron, silicon, gold, ricite. Festinine, agricium. I'm not finding any aluminum, but those might be secondary. Okay, so I want Fugo. But look at only caves. Or if I go here, potential hand minables, potential harvestables, rat dung, plague, creatures, quasi-grazer. Any creatures on this one? No creatures. Alright, let's go to Fugo. Maybe that is better. We're going to go there, going to check that one out. As soon as they fix the map, mining's going to be so much easier. How did I not notice until now? And I knew that too. It's not like I didn't know that that was there in the past. That looks cool. I mean, maybe turn my laser off. Look at that. You can see all the moons and the things around Pyro 5. The water. Oh, this is looking cool. All right. We gotta get up into space and then we're gonna fly away. Get myself out of mining mode. This is cool. That was neat. Neat, neat, neat. Alright, let's go to Fugo. See what we can find. Wonder how many people in parts 1 and 2 and however long this video has been so far have been telling me that it says something that I've seen a million times. It's come to the point where it's never been an issue because I've always known it's there. I've always known you could see what is on those, and I keep kind of surprised myself when I find it yet again. But I've never needed it because I'm never looking for anything specific as much as I'm looking for a specific value level. So I mine an area and find specific things as opposed to one specific piece. So we're going to fly down the surface of this moon. If I do this, will I just fly straight towards it? Yeah. Didn't really make anything on the surface show up for me. So if I go to FUE, okay. Does it not have anything on it? Interesting. Also, just looking at my fuel, where's the closest? Where's the closest station? That's probably too far. Doesn't let me right now. Can I get there? Yeah, okay, I'll at least be able to get to patch. So, worst case scenario, I can get back, get some fuel before I have to get back home. Alright, let's just fly straight down. And we'll try to do a little bit of mining. So I'm going to fly down to the surface, see if I can find anything of note here, anything of use. This will be good. What do we think? Suitably not plant and animal? Probably. What can we find here? What can we find? This is another cool looking moon. Like, look at these dunes. Oh. And this is what I wanted out of Pyro. More cool looking barren places. And this is close. I mean, we still don't have the whatever they're called, the flares that like shut down your ship in here. That would make mining a lot more fun. We also don't have like lava rivers. Oh, Dolivine. Don't want Dolivine. Well, this is 3 kind of spread out. These are 3 spread out, so these are definitely. So we got Aslerite here, which should also be Agricium and Titanium. I already have some Aslerite, I believe. But we'll confirm that this has the same other 2 materials.
Mining mode on.
Agricium, Titanium. Quality's not awesome. That's alright. And then we got iron here. Iron is something I needed and I haven't found yet, so let's go get some iron. Let's grab some iron. Then I'll have to do some searching to where I can find... I still need festinine and aluminum, I believe. Possible, because it's massive. Just iron. Is that it? Just iron? Does iron just come on its own? Like ice? Yeah. How medium is medium to mine iron? Let's go to optimal. Let's bring up this. And look at this. Look at this slow climb. Which I don't mind, because I'm only at optimal. If I get out of this green band, see how I was talking before, how sometimes there's a green band and sometimes there's an orange band. If I get right into there, we can get it up there. And this feels like one that, because there's 0 resistance and stability is like less than 25, this feels like one that I can use my ship distance from the rock more than the scroll wheel on my mouse in order to control the laser power going into this rock. And I do love, I'm going to quickly kind of show you here, I do love the the big sized rocks, like how we're cracking this big thing. I haven't done mining in VR yet. Oh, I said I was going to use my ship's distance. I should really try mining in VR. I haven't done any, since they put VR out, I still haven't done any VR in Star Citizen. I really should. I did say the first time I ever go in there, it's going to be checking out the Aurora, and I just haven't done that yet. Okay, so crack that one. Easy as can be. It's going to have to break into smaller pieces now. But... And also, I'd like to point out this iron is 993. That's why I'm grabbing it. This is ridiculous how good this iron is. We might just get all iron on this run, just so we have all this good iron. And then I'll look into what else I need and what I want to build. I just want to build one thing. This whole series is down to me just building one thing just to give it a try. But like 993, I don't think you can find iron much better than that. Well, I know you can, but like in game, what are the chances someone's going to be pulling out 1,000 iron? This could be some of the best iron ever mined. At least in the PU. Alright, we got that. Grab this piece, then I'll start extracting just to see how much iron this has given me. Look at this, like hands-free right now. This is easy to mine. No problem. Okay, well that does that. I can just start in the extracting. Got a nerd here. What do I have a nerd? Oh yeah, let's grab this stuff. This stuff was 100% iron, so we're definitely getting iron here. I know this was 100% because it was 100% when I was cracking it. I thought the other one was too. I must not have been paying attention. There must have been some inert in there. And it seems like iron clumps. You know what I mean? Like it clusters. That's the thing. Gotta look down here to see the term to remember. So when you break it, it's going together into 100% rock. Okay, so this one here, one of these was inert material. That one there. So that means this one's probably good. There we go. It's got a little bit of inert, but not bad. Half inert. Since, you know what? I don't care. As long as it's... Oh, that says inert. Inert. As long as I'm getting a good amount of iron because, again, I'm not going for profit. I'm going to head back and refine this anyways. That's inert. That's 100% iron. So as long as I can get a few SU to make something, I don't need to really worry about it too much. But yeah, this clustered really well. That I like. I think a really fun run would be to come into Pyro and mine and refine your goods here and see if you can get this stuff to Stanton and use it to construct there. Get the really high quality, not make a really high quality gun, but make like really high quality ore and bring that over. The danger of being attacked is what makes it exciting. Then I think it'll be fun. But so far we're at almost 6 SU of this awesome iron node. And one of the easiest things I've had to mine so far. Like it's like beginner training iron mining. Like you see I'm using my ship distance to control that green bar. Go too close, it gets a lot of power. Go far away, it doesn't. Okay. And that's iron also. So we're letting the power go up, and we're at 50%. And then we back off. Get closer. And that controls the power. Like now it's dropping. Now it's going up slowly. Now it's dropping again. You can really have fine control over the power using distance. Alright, we'll suck all this up, and then I maybe will keep looking, because I actually have a lot of space left on my ship, before we make a plan on how we're going to get back to the refinery. Something I'd like to point out, since I'm on Fugo, potential ship minables, Festine, Ulcerite, Borite, Spexilite. The iron that I found isn't on this list, because this must be only... I have to really look into this. Like, these are the rarer items that you can maybe find on there. I don't know. I ended up getting 14 SU of that iron, though. So, that's pretty cool. I'm glad I didn't take off, because this is another thing I needed. Hephaestinine. So we're going to grab some of this before we head back. So I'll just go through here. Whatever's something I can mine and the best quality. As long as it's over 500, we're going to grab it. Oh. Anyone know what that says? Even at this, I can't read that. But it's over 5. I don't think that's a 0. Or is that a 0? That can't be 11 quality, can it? Alright. How do I do this? How do I... The only way I can figure out what that number says, hopefully, is to mine some of it, extract a small amount, and then see if I can read the number in that red in the bottom corner there. Oh, that was too much. That was too much. So what happens when you try to point something out on the screen while mining? Okay. Can I crack, or can I extract any of this? No, 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 no. Okay, so I have to crack it again. That's definitely an issue, though. Like, if you can't see a number because the word's too long, hopefully someone else notices that. I'm gonna have to check issue councils. Alright. Okay. $311. 311. All that work, 311. This is going to be the hardest one to find, just because it's going to be hard to read those stupid numbers. Like, what's this one? 278. At least that one I could read. Because this is used in the first crafting recipe you get, I'm assuming other people are gonna be talking about this soon enough. Okay, let me aim this. 726, perfect. Can get that one at least. And what's this one? Oh. No idea. But you know what? I'm willing to do the same thing and try to figure this one out. See what it is, see what we can find. And as frustrating as this might be for somebody, the having to kind of like take samples and test them and see them is kind of what I'm jazzed about with mining. Is making it, you know, a career in the verse. And if people don't like to mine, this would be kind of like people saying, I don't want to fight, how do I get this thing? Well, you get somebody else and you buy it off them. That's always the excuse. Why not make mining the same kind of thing? Oh, these are all not small enough yet. Which one will fall in a good direction? This one will. Okay. That overcharged a bit, but that's alright. Oh, that did me some damage because I am not in SCM mode, which I should be. That was my fault. Alright, so I can't read this. Ooh, 984. Alright. That was worth the crack. Unless that's a 90 or 84. Yeah, no, that's a 9. 984. Totally worth it to struggle with this rock. That's another awesome find. So I'm gonna grab this and I'm gonna head back to Ruin. Hopefully, not get murdered on the way. I'll see you back at Ruin. This is the biggest. I can't believe this. Alright, so I'm going to put out a video about this before I even put any of these videos, 1, 2, or 3, in this series out. Because this is crazy, but I'm going to talk about this here. While flying through, while doing some searching, Regalith is shutting down. Wow. Alright, so I just found that out while I'm heading to go get refueling, and I just had to kind of explain my dismay here. Especially since I'm sure I've mentioned it already a couple times in this video, which is not going to make any sense to anyone watching the fact that I'm about to put out another video now. That's crazy. Alright, well, I mean, I understand partly why, but also maybe I don't know why. Could be anything, so, like, it could be various reasons, including costs, but it might just be the changes that have happened to mining in general now. That's crazy. Alright, well, I'm going to go refuel, go back to Ruin, and just kind of read up on this a bit, but I'm not going to talk about it more here, because I'll be talking about it in another video. Well, this looks familiar. Back to random. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Perfect. That's who I am this time. Another patch. That's the nature of the PTU. Patch after patch after patch. So I don't think I'm going to actually craft anything. Not with this. Because anytime I try to mine and get stuff mined to make something, an update before the refinery job's done. So instead, we're gonna, where should we go this time? Let's go back to Stanton. Let's go to Orson. Ooh. And we're gonna do something different. I'm enjoying the mining. I pretty much have an idea of what I want to accomplish with mining. My thoughts about what I like and what I don't like. The things I haven't checked yet, and how we're going to end this video, is do I feel like the Atlas is fixed and the rock is fixed? From what I understand, I don't even need to check the Atlas. The answer is going to be no. They haven't fixed it sometimes turning on and sometimes turning off. And again, that's hard to check anyways, because I get in and out of it 4 times, 6 times, 8 times, and it works. Doesn't mean it won't on the 9th. But the rock I can check really quickly and really easily. Get in the rock, see if the laser beam points at where it's supposed to. I noticed, like I pointed out, the Prospector was a little bit low and a little bit off to the side compared to the Reticel when I was trying to mine the gem node, but the rock itself was way worse. So we're gonna go grab that. That'll be the first thing we grab when we get into the game and check that out. After that, I don't know. Let's see some of the new missions. I'm not going to be doing the rock breaker, of course, but we'll find something smaller that we can do, and that'll be the next thing we try out in this. Anyone who has watched my other videos on what resources and what components you can pull out of different salvage jobs, I have another one of those coming out as well. I do have 2 ships that I recorded for that. I just got to do a third. Maybe that's what I'll do between checking out this rock here and whatever I do next. But in the meantime, I just put out that video on Regalith, which is still kind of a bummer. And while I was putting that video out and then quickly uploading it, patch time. Alright, here we go. We're in the game. And rock.
Welcome
Grab the rock.
to the ASOC vehicle retrieval system.
Ooh, that is... do I not own a rock?
Please visit us again. Goodbye.
Could have sworn I had a rock.
To the ASOC vehicle retrieval system. Please
Ah.
visit us again. Goodbye.
Alright, well, I'll have to go get one. That's easy enough.
To the ASOC vehicle
So-
retrieval system.
We'll take... What have we not flown in a while? A Corsair? Why do I have a Corsair? I didn't buy one in game, and I certainly am not lucky enough to own a Corsair. I do not have the cash for that ship. Yeah, I don't know. Well, we'll grab that. While that's happening, let's change. Make ourselves look fun. We have some Christmas attire, and everyone knows green's the best color. What would be a good helmet to go along with that? Of course, that one will be good. Beautiful. I think we look terrific. We'll put on that. That's nice. And we'll get ourselves a backpack. That's a nice little backpack. And then we will get ourselves Lunalia rifle will be good. And then for the multi-tool, why is it sideways? That's interesting. We're going to put on the mining attachment, because maybe we can do some ground mining. Check that out. I have... Wait a minute. I might be able to craft. I have the crafter still, correct? I still own one. It's still in here. If so, yeah, I wish I knew where that came from, but that was a ship that I was kind of iffy about when I first heard about it, and it became a ship that I would love to own. It's just beautiful. Look at this thing. And the interior of it I love, and it and the Zeus have a function that I wish more ships had, which is the ability to get up onto the roof. And the reason why, well, especially with the Aurora, since apparently the power plant or jump drive, one of those you have to get on the roof in order to find it, or in order to change it, I should say. But I just love that if you needed to repair your ship, the whole idea of you have to climb on top and do a little bit of welding and stuff. Okay, here's what we're going to check, because I do want to try crafting something. Is that I must have stuff in my inventory that I can recycle. Yeah? Maybe not. No. Looks like I don't. Okay. I was hoping that was the case. And how do we open this? Is it this button? Open. Ooh. You would think it would make a noise. I'm guessing there's an audio issue there because that was dead silent. But that's a cool animation. I like it. Okay. Lower this back down. Store it away. Let's go get a rock and see if it's fixed. That's what I'm gonna do. Where is the access? There it is. I will say this. Oh, I didn't hit that right. There we go. One aspect of ships that I don't like for most ships is there it is the bunk beds. It makes sense on a military ship, but I love the idea of getting together as your friends and everyone being able to have their own room. This ship has that in spades. Like, look at this. Like, everyone's little room. This is one of my favorite things about this ship. This, like, cool little interior. And they're, like, a little bit different. Your bed's on the left. Your bed's on the right. The roof access is over there. That's what I'm talking about. And then, right by where you're flying, captain's quarters. It's not bigger. A captain's quarters doesn't necessarily need to be bigger, although, I mean, I do not complain about the captain's quarters in the 600i. That is the pinnacle of captain's quarters, but overall, what a cool ship. I love it. Now, I wish I could remember. I'll wait till I get out here. Is it K the same as VTOL? Nope, that's just VTOL. Is it? And it's not Alt K, is it? No, because that's unlocking ports, which I've probably done now. No. Yeah. Left Alt K? There we go. Left Alt K. Beautiful. You know what? Maybe this is... I just suddenly realized, since I'm in the PTU, maybe I have this because I'm in the PTU. And that's why I probably don't have the rock. Because the rock itself, they didn't copy over the ships I bought in game and put them in here. So, that would make sense. I kind of miss having to fly to space before you could jump. This is a little bit easy now, since they brought both when you jump in and when you leave a lot closer. I love the feeling of making Crusader a big planet. And that doesn't seem to be the case anymore. It doesn't really feel that way. Did they fix the map? I haven't checked that yet. I still wish it wouldn't start here. I wish it would start here, but moment of truth. Still looks broken. Okay, we're gonna go to Seraphim. Oh, this. There you go. Work. What is going on? Why is everything doubling? I'm hitting the key once. That is annoying. Okay, clinic, loading bay, armor, food. It does not have a Ambitious Dream. That should have a refinery. Refinery, good. We're gonna go there. And where is it? Over this way. Like, it seems kind of a cheat that I can jump from this low down the atmosphere. Like, I'm still, like I'm barely above the city. To me, that was a mistake. But I'm gonna do it anyways, because I do need to get there. Oh, I seem to have broke the game. There we go. That's cool. That looks really awesome. Okay, I'm gonna go to Ambitious Dream. We're gonna land. We're gonna buy a rock at the refinery. We're gonna pull it out, and that will be where I end this video. After that, who knows? I'm gonna go back into the live, try to get one last salvage ship done, and get that video out. But then part 4, if the PTU is still going on before I get back, or it hasn't gone to live, what should I do? What should I check out? Let me know in the comments below, and I will hopefully have given something a go. What are you doing? Okay. I haven't really checked out any of the new changes to armor or anything either. How beefy is the Corsair these days? Left alt K. I love how I even see the wings folding on our little hologram image on the corner of the screen there. Yeah, I'm not actually trying to dock with you, buddy. Oh, somebody shot you. He's taking some hits. All right, let's go get ourselves a rock. Wrong way. There we go. Now if I want to go to the roof, there's roof access, but we're going to surface. Such a cool ship, though. I love it. One I hardly fly since I don't own one, and I don't tend to buy it in game. But just fun to have the opportunity right now just to give it a little bit of a flight again. It's cool. Look at that. We've left Orison, flown here, landed. We're still at 27% on shaders.
Welcome.
Oh, wait a minute. I already stored it. Okay. Where are we going? Where are we going? I don't know this station that well. There we go. Beautiful. Work happening. People doing their things. I haven't seen T-posing in a long time. That's actually pretty good. And we're going to find ourselves a rock. Only rental? Can't buy it here. I thought you could buy them here as well. Got it.
Hey, what's up? Whatever you
Oh,
say.
Lux. People got to start providing pulse.
Accounts contact management.
Just make sure I grab that. Okay. And we'll do a little bit of testing in our hangar. I'd like to hear everyone else's thoughts. What do you think about the new patch that's coming out? Do you mine? Do you think that mining is going to be better because of this patch? Or if you're not a miner, but you're interested in crafting or interested in combat, are you happy with the fact that we're now be able to get guns of various qualities? What do you think should happen to those guns when you die? Should you get them like the current tier 0, we'll put this in air quotes, item recovery that exists, or should we start having loss where if you die you get a gun back, but the gun is not the level of the one that you had? I think that would be awesome. I think it would force people to go back and grab their stuff as opposed to just not really worrying about death. I think death needs to really start mattering more. What did I just choose? I just chose the Corsair again because I'm not paying attention. Also, that didn't just Great Cat Rock. Here we go. It just popped up there. See how quickly that Corsair just popped up there? It didn't even like get lifted. It was just all of a sudden sitting on the landing pad. That was odd. Okay, this will be the end of the video. Working or not, Grey Cat Rock. And we'll be able to tell without having to go mining. As soon as I'm in that seat and I go into mining mode, I'll be able to tell you if this works. I own a rock, and I own a rock DS, if you can believe it. And I will never be happier than when I see those two things. As useless as the DS is, and I know I've had an idea of how the DS could be better, but to me, I mean, it's a memory tied to that vehicle, which I love. Same with the rock. All the good and bad when it first came out, how it used to, in my opinion, have a lot more guts driving around and handle a lot better. I still love it. I still love the rock, and that's what I like about the Arasta, is that it's got the space for the rocks inside it. Okay, let's just drive around. Okay, we're gonna test this out. We're gonna go into mining mode.
Fracturing mode on.
Mining arm.
On.
If I fire it, I want the beam. I'm gonna aim my reticule at this white circle here, and I want the beam to go to that white circle. And it's not. It is off by that much. Still broken, which means if I want to mine a rock that's right where this white circle is, I gotta do this, put power into the circle, and every once in a while I'll go like this and look at it, and go back, and go back, go back, because I can't look at it and mine at it at the same time. If it's right up there, it seems like it's not too bad. But yeah, this is an issue. And I don't know what changed on that issue, but the rock is still broken as well. Well, that's too bad. So not kind of a bummer. And the fact that these patches, although that means they're making changes, keep affecting my ability to do what I meant to do. I'm going to call mining on Pyro a success. Definitely, I found a few things I've learned. I'll do an example here as kind of a recap, which is if you're at a planet, like let's say we're going to go to Magda, I can look on the map in here. Oh, I'm looking for aluminum and titanium. Luckily, those are both on Magda, along with asteroid and quantanium. You will find other things there, but this will help narrow down what I'm going to find. Janolite caves only, as opposed to in some areas I hear Janolite might now be on the surface, which I think is cool. But just remembering this is going to make mining kind of interesting. It's going to take some doing to get used to the mining, and I'm definitely going to put out some new videos when the patch is out, helping new miners, because it's all changed. Anything I put out so far is going to be a little bit different. Rock mining is still going to be pretty much unchanged, I feel. But also, unless they really get this working, it's going to be pretty broken. So until next time, maybe part 4, but I'm going to head back into the live and work on the salvage videos. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. I love hearing your comments. I love that you guys have been checking these videos out, and hopefully you've been enjoying my bumbling and learning through the PTU. This is something I rarely do. So until next time, thanks so much, and I hope to see you soon in the verse. Wow, I barely said that correctly. Let's try that again. And I hope to see you all soon in the verse. Yeah, it's 20 after 12. Maybe I'm going to hit the hay first. Good night, everybody.